Hi everyone. It's about almost midnight here. I had some people come up to me and asked me what my symptoms first were when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. The fact is I didn't even know I had multiple sclerosis. It took a long time to even figure it out. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2016. What happened with me is my MS wasn't dormanted. So they told me it had to be something significant or a huge trauma that happened in my life that made my MS basically come out of its shell. And the only thing that I could think of was the car accident that I was in in 2006. And I was hit. I was T-boned at between the police said between 50 to 60 miles per hour. And they were even shocked while I made it. I'm alive today. So they think that was the whole trigger factor of the MS. But as time progressed on after my accident, I have noticed severe migraines that I dealt with for years, and I mean years, and every single day. It wasn't just like small little thing. It was every single day, hardcore migraine. I worked my full 40 hours plus and taking care of my daughter during that whole time. So after that, I was referred to my neurologist, and we went over so many things because I also was hospitalized in 2008 with a seizure in which I didn't even know I even had one. I didn't even know I was in the hospital. I actually lost memory of that whole scenario and even part of my life's events that led me to have memory loss. So that was a huge factor. So as time has been going on, my neurologist is like, okay, I want to get an MRI done. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll do it. We did that. There was just something small on the MRI, nothing too bad to to be concerned about. It's just normal that people just have like little things on their brain. They thought it was just because of the accident that had caused this. Then I began to getting worse and sick. I'm talking severely sick. Excuse me, I got rabbit hair for. So I went back in, and obviously he put me on Keppra, and that significantly, took away my migraines and just led to really light headaches, which I could deal with. And I felt like I got my life back, but that's not the case. It got worse. So I had to go in for another MRI 6 months after the first one, and it came out where there were 2 brain lesions. So that was a worrisome. So then I got put to an MS specialist, and I did all that stuff with them. I did 2 lumbar punctures, and that did not work for me at all. It hurt. It hurt. So that didn't work on either one of them just because of my spine. It is twisted. So they could not even get the fluid from where they needed to get it. So that was the procedures that I did not care for. Then a couple months after that, I just got progressively worse again. So they waited, put me on some more medication to ease the pain that I was going through in my body. I was sweating profusely. Just my body aches so bad, even with my accident that I had, but this was a different kind of pain that I have never felt before. It was my whole body, to the point where I couldn't even walk. I couldn't, when I bent over, it hurt to even stand up. I was hunched over. I'm still hunched over, because that's the only way I can feel comfortable. I've done physical therapy that actually made it worse. And then I had to do another MRI, and they found a third brain lesion, and one of the other lesions that was already on my brain had actually spread. So it's just this whole thing where people just don't realize how traumatic multiple sclerosis is. So this is just some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. And this is like the first stages of how things had progressed and started. And now, since my disease had progressed and with me having seizures, I cannot work. So I am on Social Security disability. Trust me, it's not what I want. I am a huge hard worker. I love the jobs that I've done. Working in the warehousing and trucking industry, that's what I know, that's what I love. And being home, not being able to do what I can. And as you see, I'm kind of stuttering here. That's also part of my MS. And it's kind of embarrassing too when you're having a conversation with somebody or a group of people and you're stuttering your words because you're trying to talk and get what you're trying to say out, and you can't. It's either stuck or you stutter. So it's quite embarrassing. And a lot of people don't realize that's all part, and people make fun of you. And it's just a really hard thing to deal with. It's like, why me? Why me? Why me? But the fact is about 70% of women will get multiple sclerosis. I was told it was not genetically, so my daughter would not be able to have it, but I found out that it is, she could get it because of the genetics that I have. But nobody that I know of in my family ever had multiple sclerosis. I don't even think even back then they even thought of multiple sclerosis. I think they maybe just thought it was just chronic pain. But I'm not really sure on that. But this is where I am in my life. So I'm just documenting this for people who are having a hard time dealing with multiple sclerosis. Get a support system. I'm on Facebook. There's a couple multiple sclerosis chat groups where you can talk and help other people out who are just starting to go through multiple sclerosis and having these new symptoms, and asking what they could do, to help themselves. I have RRMS, which is relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. So there's the secondary, progressive, and then there's progressive. So there's different stages of multiple sclerosis. And then obviously, about a year ago, I got my 5th MRI, and that found out that I had arthritis in my spine. So that's a huge thing. And with me living in Wisconsin, with the weather changes, especially with the cold and the rain, it's not a good mixture for people with MS. Neither is having hot heat, especially with me, doesn't work. So again, I'm just starting the videos now with multiple sclerosis because, like I said, my friends and people of my friends of their parents and mothers and stuff like that who have had MS, or they want to know more. So instead of constantly putting the stuff on Facebook, I'm just going to start doing YouTube videos to help people out. If you have any questions or comments, please message, subscribe. I will be doing more. I'm sorry I'm not fully there, but it's ready for bedtime here because it's midnight now. But I just thought I'd get this awareness out for anybody who has MS or knows anybody who has MS. Please, please, please be very patient with them. I've also found out with my tolerance level, it's a fluctuation situation. Your emotions go up and down. You can get aggravated very, very fast. When you want something done, you want it done. When you want quiet, which is top number one on my list for people with multiple sclerosis, find a quiet place to be, to relax. Get your thoughts. If you're tired, that's another huge thing. That was another symptom of mine, was exhaustion, tiredness. I'm talking literally, like, there's times where I couldn't even get out of bed, or times where my legs would go numb and I didn't even feel it and I would fall on the floor. So those are some of the symptoms that just, progress through time. There's more, but I'll put that in another video. So just be patient with people that do have MS. And people, if you do have MS, take it easy. Every day is not the same day. Everybody's like, okay, well, you're lying. You have this or that. No, you're not. I have people tell me that all the time, that I'm lying. And actually now to be like, no, I have proof. So to have people not believe you is the most hardest part of dealing with multiple sclerosis, because you think that you'd have your support system, and having a support system is huge when you have it. Because what it's doing, it's the signals that we see in your brain that go through your body, and it tells your body, okay, this is what's going to happen, and it'll do what it wants. You have no control over it whatsoever. I have had seizures with my multiple sclerosis. I still have it till this day. So like I said, every day is different. Once here in Wisconsin, once you have a seizure, you cannot drive for 3 months. And then you have to be cleared to drive again after that. So if again, per se, if you had a seizure and your 3 months are up and you're doing good, and you had another seizure a couple days after, then you got to start all over again. Trust me, it is not fun. So even trying to get that to where you need to go, the fees for taxis, especially with me living out in the country, to even get near a decent town or village, or a town that's got mostly grocery stores that are half decent price, the taxi fees are absolutely insane. I just wish that the state of Wisconsin, or every state basically, should have a discount for people who have disabilities that need a taxi to go grocery shopping and do all this, instead of paying a full price, because it's not fair. It's not fair for anybody who has it, but I mean, we're on a fixed income here. So having those services to where we need to get to is hugely important. And especially, like I said, trying to walk. There's times where I go into a store, I feel sick, I know what's coming on because I get auras all the time. A lot of people don't know what auras are. Everybody's auras are different. So if you want to look up, just be like, go on Google or your internet and just look up auras on MS and find the symptoms of auras. And everybody's different. Mine is where I get the metallic taste to my mouth. My whole mouth will go numb. It's a whole weird sensation. I really can't tell my doctors exactly what it feels like, because I cannot explain it to them. And they know what I'm talking about. So everybody has a different aura, especially when you're having a seizure, and those are mine. MS is just whatever, it just comes on and goes, and it does what it needs to. So, I wish you all, especially us warriors, MS warriors, a good luck, a good day. Take it easy, rest when needed. That's a huge must. Nobody understands that, because MS can kick your butt. Even especially during the holiday season when you're going back and forth, doing things and pushing yourself to the limit. I do that all the time. Trust me, it's not good. Because I'm not one to just sit around and not do nothing. I have to do something. And that's why I love to work. I want to get back to work, but until I can get this whole MS situation and my seizures down to where it needs to, I want to get back to work. So, I just, there's a lot of us wish that there was a cure for MS, but as of right now, there isn't. So every day is different. That's all I can say for right now. Excuse me. I'm just dealing with a lot of other personal stuff right now too, which is not good for me. Stress is also not good with people who have MS. And people don't realize also that MS can cause seizures. So just be very, very cautious of your surroundings. If you're doing grocery shopping or something and you need to rest, go find a place to sit down just for a couple of minutes, get your bearings. Make sure you talk to your doctors, especially to check your levels. I do that constantly. I'm in good standings with all my doctors, which is a good thing. I can get quite persistent, I'll put it that way, with my doctors, and be like, hey, I just want my levels checked. They're like, well, we had it done, a couple of months ago. I'm like, hey, something's not right here. I need it checked. And actually they'll do it. And then sometimes, most of the time, it could be something that's a little off, or some of my levels are low or too high. As of right now, I am severely anemic. So trying to get that stuff in, and eat healthy. So, and it's really hard for me being a single mom, being on Social Security and not getting that much, and trying to get food to get the nutrients I need is nearly impossible. So it's either, you either pay your bills or it's eating time. And you have to have a place to live, right? You have to have gas for your vehicle. You have to have food in the house, especially for your children. So I always put myself last, and that's how it's always been, and it always will be that way. So just make sure that if you feel like something's off and you tell your doctor, hey, I need my levels checked, get them checked. If they say, oh, we're not going to do it right now, if your insurance is going to pay all of it, or at least most of it, 90% of it, get it done. And if they refuse to do it, then find another doctor. That's my suggestion to you. All my doctors are all on the same level, the same page. So, like I said, I'll go to my family doctor, and I'll go to him in between if I need to see him. If I can't get into my main neurologist, and I do have a specialist for seizures, my main neurologist is now taking over my seizures, because my specialist for seizures had actually left the hospital where I used to go. So it's one of those struggle things where you have to figure out what is best for you. But like I said, again, relax, take it easy. If you need to rest. My daughter knows when I'm not feeling well. She can tell right away. My face will flush really bad. I'll start sweating. And even I always wear tank tops. I even had my window open with my fan on last night, and it was about 40 to 30 degrees outside. So that's how bad my MS is. The medication is working, but it's not working, and it's making my hair fall out. So you just have to figure out where you need to go, what you need to do. I can tell you that I took Gilenia in the beginning to start my MS. I got severe like stabbing migraines, so they stopped me on that. I was on Tecfidera, which I basically call it chemo for MS. Everybody's different. People say that it's worked wonders for them, but for me, it was horrible. Constant vomiting, diarrhea, cramping. I couldn't even move and get out of bed unless I needed cramping. And it was just constant. The vomiting was a constant thing. It was every couple of minutes. The dry heaves. I'm saying it was worse than having morning sickness. I'll put it that way. And now I'm on Aubagio, which I am not sick at all with that. But it is, as you see, it is thinning my hair quite well. It took at least half of my hair out. And it's still doing that. So hopefully I've been on it for months now. I'm talking months, at least 5 months. So I'm hoping it will stop soon because I would like to have my hair back. So I'm just going to go out saying God bless everybody who's dealing with this, whether it's you who have MS or somebody that you're helping who has MS. So God bless everybody who's going through that. So like I said, if you like this channel, if you like this video, please subscribe, like, link, share. I will post more videos. Also, before I go, I wanted to let you guys know that people with MS do have bruises. A friend of mine, his mother she was wondering, a lot of people, where are these bruises coming from? I get them a lot. Sometimes I don't get them at all, but I get them a lot. Here's just a few, if you can see them. Hang on for a second. See, there's one bruise on my arm, and then you go to my hands, you see, those are bruises on my knuckles. And on this one, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, there it is. I got some on there, and let me see here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a huge bruise on my knee from here to here. So it's a couple inches long. It does hurt, trust me. Banging into things will make you bruise quite easily and quite fast than normally would be expected. And people look at me because I'll have bruises. They'll be like, "Who's beating you?" And it's just like, I'm not getting beat, trust me. It's just MS kicking my butt. That's basically what it is. You're fighting war with something that probably I won't even win against. So again, I have to hit the hay here. I got to go pick up my daughter tomorrow at school. And I got things to do before I do that. So I got a couple of hours, about maybe 7 hours of sleep I have to get. So I will post this. Again, if you guys have any questions on anything further or what you can do, just message me, subscribe. Like I said, subscribe, so this can keep going. I'm sorry with my stuttering, you guys. So there's more awareness going on with multiple sclerosis, and hopefully this can start helping people who have it. All right. God bless. Good night, guys.